today's the last day of my first cruise experience. Um, we're actually waiting to get off the boat now, and I decided to go ahead and do like a wrap up video. Um, would I do it again? Yes. What did I like most about the trip? I enjoyed the luxury part of it, like being in the junior suite, having access to the sit down meals, and some of the private areas of the ship were really nice. Like it was really nice to be able to just kind of get away. Um, there were like some comments left, and there was one that I responded to on my videos this morning, and the person was like, "Yeah, it's kind of always loud on the ship. Like besides the balcony, and I think they say your room. Like that's the only way to really escape it." So I agree. Last night I spent the entire night on the balcony, and it was really nice to just listen to the water. And there were storms out on the ocean that you could kind of see the lightning real far off in the distance. It never got close enough to the ship to be anything. Um, but it was good. That part was enjoyable. As for like being on the ship and being me, um, there was I didn't suffer any type of like harassment or bullying or anything like that. A lot of times it was people complimenting me. There would be like cold silence. But I also realized that like a lot of times, a lot of these people on the ship, I feel like are drinkers, and so they need the alcohol in their system in order to have the courage, to be themselves or say whatever it is that they want to say. So it's like, early in the day, there would be a lot of silence, but towards the end of the evening, once the drinking had got started, then there would be a lot more words to be had. But I want to share this, and then I'm going to end the video. There was a GLBT meetup every night on the ship that we went to. And one of the evenings that we were there, I was speaking to a gentleman, and he remarked on how courageous, it is. And he was just like, I really, look up to you because you can be so comfortable. He was like, in a gay club, I feel more comfortable than a straight club. And I looked at him and I said, what's the difference between the two? He was like, well, in one, I can be myself, and the other. And I said, no, you can be yourself in either one. It's like me, you know, I can be myself anywhere. I don't necessarily need a um, themed place in order to be myself. Like I feel like I told him, I said, that's the delusion. I said, one, you show your age because at this point in day and time, right, there's more fun to be had being with everybody instead of trying to seclude yourself to a group of people that you feel like, well, we all know each other, so we feel stronger together. And yeah, there is safety in numbers. Like that's the idea of group thought. But at the same time, if you can't be yourself, then who are you? Why do you feel like you have to be something different? And of course he was here on the ship with his parents, and it was like, oh, I don't want them to see me drinking. And I'm looking at him like, okay, your parents are 80 something. um I don't know how old he was, but I would say he was 50 something, 60 something. I'm like, does it matter at this point if they see you drinking or not? Like, I feel like you're grown. Well, it's Asian parents. And I was just like, we always make excuses for things and shame that we create. We create the shame. We create, or create the obstacles in your life. Those obstacles do not exist until you give them energy, until you give them purpose, until you give them excuses. Needless to say, he was a psychiatrist. But at the same time, I'm happy. I'm happy that I know that I don't have to be in a trans setting or a gay setting in order to be myself. That being yourself doesn't require anything more than you just removing the obstacles that you've placed in front of you because somebody has told you, or you've led yourself to believe, that you can't be happy because you're in your own way.